One of my top 10 Funko Pop pickups of 2022. Come back here shortly and let's find out. Morning, evening, afternoon, whenever you're watching. The end of 2022 is upon us, and I thought let's go through my collection and talk about the top 10 pickups of 2022 that were made in 2022. Now, I have picked up numerous other ones throughout the year, but they were not made in this calendar year 2022. So the ones that I'm willing to say are my top 10 were made in 2022. Now, if by some reason one of these was not, please let me know down in the comments, because I'm about 99% sure all of them were made this year. All right, so let's start with, these are in no particular order. Most of them, I can tell you right now, are chases or limited editions. But one of them's not. And the reason why one of them's not, and I'll explain here in a little bit. The first one I want to talk about is no particular order. This is Stranger in a Strange Land Eddie. This is the chase of Somewhere in Time Eddie, I think. Somewhere in Time Eddie. And this was the chase of that one. We'll give better stills of these at the end of the video. Might even try out my spinner. I'm not going to take them out of the box, but I will at least spin them around so you can at least see the box art and so forth at the end. So one of them is Somewhere in Time Eddie, and this was the chase version. Make that Stranger in a Strange Land Eddie, which was Somewhere in Time Eddie's chase. Two different total figures. The second one, and this was a lot of people's top chase of this year, a lot of them, and it's because of, it is the Doctor Strange chase of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, the one that got, the box art on this too is even holographic or even silvery. And of course, too, if I would take this out, the his cape and his suit are really funky looking in terms of the patterns and so forth. But there's the second one of my top 10 of 2022. One more here before we start getting into. We might as well show the next couple too as well. Then we'll show the big one off here. The next one we have, and this one was picked up in a video. I'm willing to link it up here. I was playing Chase Roulette with two Pop-in-a-Box Pops I got over sometime earlier this year. And luckily, this is the one that had the weird stack stickers. This was from a Pop-in-a-Box pull. But this is the flocked and glow-in-the-dark Cheshire Cat from Pop-in-a-Box. And as I look at it now too, even my chase sticker is a little bit over the Pop-in-a-Box sticker, if whoever put the stickers on these boxes. But this is one of the top pulls this year, and the time this was pulled, this was a few $100s. It's down, way down below there now. But next one, the third one in the top 10 is Cheshire Cat Chase, which is glow and flocked. And the last chase before we get into my 2-pack and my larger item down here. Today, the Funko Shop dropped the Armored Chopper on Funko Shop. Now, I do not collect very much anime at all. I do have a few of My Hero Academia pops. I do have a few One Piece pops, and this was a speculative one. Because up here is the video in which these were pulled, and also the story on why I bought this pop when I did. Gist of it was, back in 2018 or 2019, whenever the One Piece for, I think, New York Comic Con Brook was dropped, I didn't pick one up. Of course, I was still very young into the collecting game at the time, and I know there was at least 5 of them sitting at Hot Topic, and the one I picked up was the Killer Frost, which is somewhere like right there. I picked that one up instead. At the time, that's the one I wanted, but now most of you know those are a few $100s a piece. But I picked up this one, and this was one of 2 that was sent by Funko. So I actually pulled a chase out of a Funko box. Came from Funko Shop. Now, what I'm hoping for is to do the same thing again for the armored chopper. I don't foresee it happening, but if it does, you'll be the first to know. But yeah, this is probably the most expensive pop right now in my collection. Some of my other ones have went down, but this one right here was, when it was released, it was over $300 and some. Now I think it's like 180 right now. But Samurai Brook, one of the top picks of 2022. Continuing, this is actually one I picked up here just a few weeks ago from Hot Topic. I would like to go back and pick up all the Universal Monsters, the OG line, which I do have a few over here. I do have the Melaluna Monster. But of the original line, that's the only one I got. I've picked up Frankensteins and Draculas and Wolfmans or at Walgreens. I do have a blacklight version of Frankenstein floating around somewhere in here. But I'd like to go back and pick up the original line. If that never happens, Hot Topic dropped a 2-pack, and these were the original molds of Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein. They're actually Frankenstein's monster and the Bride of Frankenstein's monster. But these were the same molds. I'm about 90% sure these were the same molds of the original line, Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein back in the day. So this is another one that when I picked it up, when they first was showing this, I said I had to grab this. So we got that. Now, the next one, big. Last year, right before Christmas, matter of fact, I think it was, I don't know, it was before Thanksgiving. Walmart had a pre-order, and this is when they came out with the Pop Album Deluxes. And I picked up the Metallica Black Album one, which was with James Hetfield, Lars Ulrich, Kurt Hammett, and Jason Newsted. There was no Jason Newsted pops out there. This year, they released one that was a concert moment from 1986 Master of Puppets album. And this is what they had. But the reason why I wanted to pick this one up for is because they had Cliff Burton as a pop for the first time. Of course, this was back in 86. I was a 9th grader in junior high. Yeah, we had junior highs around here. Now we have middle schools. But back in the day, we had junior high, and this was back in the Master of Puppets Tour 1986. I was a whopping 14 years old. Or would have been 13 or 14 years old. But another pickup, one of my top 10s, is the Master of Puppets tour moment. Now, this one was harder to find. I know I saw the Kiss one. Actually, I had the Kiss one in my possession. I said, no, I'm not getting it because I believe the molds are the same molds as everything so far on the Kiss except for the original line. But I didn't get that. Today I saw there's Run DMC and U2 are still out there all over the place. So, but those are pretty easy to come by. This one was not. All right, my last 4 of my top 10. These were all special boxes such as Fright Night boxes or the Box of Fun from San Diego Comic-Con this year. And let's go through the Box of Fun ones first. Now, that video I'm wanting to link up here. I was Proto-Robos. And, of course, too, after they released, everyone had the combinations of what would have been pulled from these. And really what I wanted was the Dark Maul, Glow in the Dark. Well, that didn't happen. Because I only think Proto-Robos even had any of them that had the glow-in-the-dark Darth Maul. But 2 of the 3 that I picked were on a lot of people's wanted list. First one was Freddy Funko as the Mandalorian. This was out of 4,000 pieces. And then the other one that came in the same Box of Fun, and this one, when I first pulled it, I was like, this is probably the lowest run piece pop I think I ever have. This was the 1,000 piece glow Tron. Now, out there on the internet, I believe this was supposed to have been released in 2020 or 2021, but due to COVID, no fun days. And since no fun days, I think they repackaged it. And I know there's a non-glow version of this, but this one was only limited to 1,000 pieces. This one is fluctuating a little bit, but it's still holding very good value. Alright, the last 2. One of them I bought because I had a bit of FOMO, but it's starting to get back up to where I initially bought it from. And then the other one was a gift from a fellow YouTuber. And again, we'll talk about it here in a minute. The first one was the pickup. I picked up the Creature from the Black Lagoon Freddy. Now, again, Universal Monsters, I love that line, and I'm trying to pick up anything I can that's recent in terms of that line, and this was one of them. I also picked up the Hannibal Lecter that was in a totally different box, but Freddy from the or Freddy as the Creature from the Black Lagoon. And then the last one, and this is the one, it was a little bit of a surprise to me. John and Joanna from Slapshot Pops gifted this to me, and they gave me a very nice note. I do have the other 3 from They Live. The John Carpenter movie from back in the, I think, late 80s. But they sent this to me, and this is out of 1,600 pieces. But this is, if anything, this is my top one I got this year because it means the most to me right now. This year had a lot of ups and downs, but this right here was gifted at the time in which I was a little bit in a low, and this helps out a little bit. And obviously, there's a lot of good people out there, and so number one, or one of the top 10, number one on my list, was the They Live Freddy Funko from Fright Night. This was actually given up to the people up in at Fright Night up at New York Comic Con back in October. So, what do you think about my top 10? If you have any of these top 10, let me know down below. I'll try to link some videos up here if I have not linked them of where these were pulled. I think all these were on video with the exception of a handful of these. I don't think the Iron Maiden and the Doctor Strange were. The Cheshire Cat, I'll have that linked. Samurai Brook linked. The Box of Fun's going to be linked. And the They Live one will also be linked too. So, hoping everyone had a wonderful Christmas. And by the time you watch this video, it's going to be just days before 2023 starts. And I hope your 2023 starts off to be well, and hopefully there's good health and good luck and good news in all our families. Everyone out here that does these are part of a extended family of YouTubers that collect Funko, and there's a lot of people I have been in contact with over the last 3 or 4 years, and I am very thankful for every one of them. So let me know down below what you think of my top 10. Is there anything that you had that could be in a top 10, or you want to make your own top 10 list? If you want to, let me know. Post it on YouTube. I'd love to see what people's picked up for their top 10s for 2022. On to 2023. I think I'll have a top sodas pulled for 2023 or 2022 by the end of the week. And for Soda Saturday, we'll have at least a top 5 list, maybe a top 10 list. And I do have a couple of Nightmare Before Christmas pops, Nightmare Before Christmas sodas to open up. One I've opened up before. No matter of fact, I won it off of a case break. So I never opened it up before, but I have 2 Nightmare Before Christmas ones to open up, and we'll go through the top 5 list of 2023 sodas that were released that I have picked up this year. So, all right. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful 2023. Happy New Year.